The first and most obvious thing that will begin to happen is the disappearance of plants, many of which serve as food for humans and animals. First, such heavy water drinkers as silk grass will perish. Without moisture, they'll not last a week. Drought-resistant species, for example, the festuca, will last several times longer, but they too will suffer the same eventual fate as the silk grass. And because of the increasing dryness of the soil, all plants will be prevented from reproducing. Luckier will be vegetables and crops. People will have to water them to provide themselves with food. For irrigation, salt water from our seas and oceans can be desalted, conserving fresh water. Modern technologies offer numerous low-cost and simple methods for doing this, for example, using distillation or electrodialysis. But water is not endless. Every year, about 577,060 cubic meters evaporates. Even if people weren't to use water at all, then without rain, water would disappear within roughly 2,500 years. And if we were to use water, as we obviously would, then it would all disappear that much faster. And as the reservoirs dry up, of course, their inhabitants will die. When all the plants disappear, an important food chain is disrupted, and the herbivores that we rely on for meat. If we add to this the general shortage of water, it's unlikely that they will survive under such conditions. After them, predators will be the next to fall, as they will have no more herbivores to eat. And after that, it will become much more difficult for people to provide themselves with food. In addition to food problems for humans, the absence of plant cover will lead to diabolical changes in the Earth's atmosphere. During photosynthesis in plants, oxygen is released, an important component of the air we breathe. If we imagine that photosynthesis ceases to occur, the remaining oxygen will only last for about 2,000 more years. Additionally, tree leaves and tall grasses create a soft, moist microclimate, protecting the planet from withering winds and the scorching rays of the sun. Without these protectors, temperatures will begin to rise alarmingly quickly. According to some estimates, temperatures could increase annually by as much as 36 degrees Celsius. This, in turn, will accelerate the process of evaporation. Under such conditions, problems regarding hygiene will become exceedingly acute. The lack of available water could cause the spread of a variety of diseases. And it will be difficult to treat these diseases, as the shortage of water will make the production of medicines nearly impossible. And we shouldn't forget that without water, the average person can live little longer than 3 days. The draining of the Earth's water reservoirs will also lead to difficulties in obtaining, as unexpectedly as it may sound, electricity. Without water, the turbines of hydroelectric plants are doomed to be stilled forever, and nuclear power reactors will have nothing to cool them. Due to the widespread shortage of electricity, many factories will cease to function, and telephone and satellite communication may well disappear. In addition, problems with heating will commence, and the streets of our cities will drown in darkness at night. Thus, the disappearance of the rains will soon become fatal for all mankind, turning the planet into a lifeless desert.